What's up, people? Pizowell here, and today I want to talk to you about 1989's Rush Week. Now, this is partially going to be a review of the movie as well as a review of this new Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray release. Tony is the new girl on campus, a journalism student whose first assignment is to cover Rush Week. However, she's about to uncover a mystery involving missing co-eds that will put her in the crosshairs of an axe-wielding maniac. Ah, Rush Week, one of my favorite late 80s slasher movies. It was a mainstay of USA Up All Night and a staple of late-night cable television. I first reviewed Rush Week several years ago. I'd broken down and purchased this absolutely ancient DVD release for, honestly, more than I was comfortable spending on it at the time. But I had such fond memories of this movie, and quite frankly, I missed watching it. Now, Vinegar Syndrome is a company that I already love dearly, but when they announced that they were releasing Rush Week on Blu-ray, Rush Week is a good old-fashioned murder mystery slasher movie. It's a bit heavier on the murder mystery side of things, but I'll get more into that momentarily. Rush Week offers us a plethora of red herrings. Could the killer be Morbid Mort, the El Creepo janitor? Or maybe it's the Puritan dean of students? Or how about Jeff, the frat boy who's got the hots for Tony and clearly has something to hide? Or could it be the school cook who resembles a bloated Stone Cold Steve Austin? What? Tony soon discovers that all the victims have the same thing in common. They had rendezvoused with a mystery man in the science building late at night to pose for nudie pics. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could a student and a photographer rendezvous in the science building in the middle of the night for a full-blown photo shoot without anyone the wiser? What's that? There must be no security on this campus then? No, there are security personnel on campus. They just spend all their time looking at girly magazines and playing with model airplanes. Do all the buildings on campus remain unlocked even at night, you ask? Yes, they do. At the center of it all is the BDB fraternity and its president, Jeff. Jeff is tall, dark, handsome, enjoys going on midnight walks, and clearly has something to hide, because he does that I'm so suspicious 1,000-yard stare about a dozen times in this movie. You know the one. We're also treated to some fun fraternity pranks that involve cadavers, pieces of cadavers, or frat boys pretending to be cadavers. Oh, and did I mention that all of the models that were murdered in the science building posed with cadavers? If you like cadavers, then this is the movie for you. Rush Week was directed by Bob Bravler, a seasoned stuntman turned second unit director turned director. I appreciate his use of blue and purple filters during the night shoots. It gives the movie a nice, stylish touch and adds some production value. Production value that quickly evaporates due to how many times you see shadows of the actual camera in the frame. Now, you can forgive the occasional boom mic shadow, and you have to forgive Rush Week for that too, but I don't recall seeing a movie in which the actual shadow of the camera makes so many cameos. Though there's lots of sleaziness, plenty of TNA, and great dialogue like, "The Lord gave you great equipment. Try to use it all." There's still a lot of scenes that feel edited down, and for a slasher, there's next to no bloodshed here, and just about every kill cuts away right before impact is made. The killer's garb is kinda cool, although not very practical, consisting of a hooded cloak and a wrinkled old man mask. The killer wields a cool battle axe, but again, we don't see it render very much damage. Rush Week focuses more on the mystery elements and Tony playing amateur sleuth. There's not much mystery when it comes to the identity of the killer. Actually, it's pretty obvious. But I like Pamela Ludwig. She makes for a solid protagonist / final girl. Her character is smart, resourceful, and just plain likable. Rush Week eschews the archetypal slasher movie characters and a lot of the cliches that we've come to associate with the subgenre, particularly 80s slasher movies. But we still get the classic final girl hiding while a creepy crawler like a spider or a mouse is either climbing up her shirt sleeve or is too close to comfort while the killer is nearby. Rush Week benefits from a strong cast, including Halloween 4's Kathleen Kinmont and Friday the 13th Part 5's Dominic Braja in small roles. Pamela Ludwig and Dean Hamilton deliver great performances in the leads. And then there's Greg Allman. Yes, that Greg Allman. Greg Allman of the Allman Brothers plays Cosmo, the fried-out-of-his-mind editor of the school newspaper. Fun fact, Greg Allman only had 4 acting credits to his name, 2 of those 4 movies that he acted in both had the word Rush in the title, Rush Week and 1991's Rush. Rush Week is a fun, highly entertaining murder mystery slasher, and one of the last true 80s slashers, I think. Not just because it came out in 1989, but because it has all those indelible qualities we know and love about 80s slashers in its DNA. Sure, it's not the bloodiest or goriest, it doesn't have the biggest body count, the killer's identity is pretty obvious, there's not much in the way of suspense, but there's plenty in the way of entertainment value, and at least for me, nostalgia. Rush Week is the slasher movie equivalent to comfort food for me. And look at me. I know food. If you're a fan of 80s slashers, I cannot recommend Rush Week any higher. As for this Blu-ray release from Vinegar Syndrome, this release is newly scanned and restored in 2K from the 35mm interpositive. I thought the picture quality was absolutely fantastic. It was crisp, it was clean, there was a high level of detail. There was some grain present, but I don't mind a little grain when it comes to these restorations because it reminds you that these films were actually shot on film. Overall, I'd give the picture quality and sound quality on this release a solid 4.5 out of 5. Rush Week both looked and sounded absolutely fantastic on this release. As far as extras are concerned, first up we get So 80s, an interview with actress Courtney Gebhardt. It's 12 minutes and 52 seconds in length. Ms. Gebhardt discusses being thrilled to be cast in Rush Week fresh out of USC. She discusses working with director Bob Bravler and co-stars Pamela Ludwig and Dean Hamilton. She discusses her favorite scenes in the film, rehearsing with her co-stars, the shooting locations, her career post-Rush Week, and more. Next, we have still Dean Hamilton, an interview with actor Dean Hamilton. It's 12 minutes and 58 seconds in length. Mr. Hamilton discusses his career pre-Rush Week, the audition process for Rush Week, working with Pamela Ludwig, how much fun the shoot was, how cool it was to have Greg Allman in the cast, Rush Week's cult status, and more. And we get an audio commentary with The Hysteria Continues. Overall, this is an awesome release for Rush Week from the fine folks over at Vinegar Syndrome. The picture quality and the sound quality are both absolutely fantastic. We get 2 really nice new interviews and a fun commentary with The Hysteria Continues. Yes, I would have loved an interview with Pamela Ludwig or a couple other members of the cast, but it is what it is. If you're a fan of Rush Week, this release is an absolute must. If you've seen Rush Week, please let me know your thoughts on the film down in the comments section below. If you've already picked up this Blu-ray release from Vinegar Syndrome, please let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below also. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. A huge shout out to all my patrons and channel members. I appreciate your generosity and support of my channel. Become a patron today and join me for exclusive live streams, get early access to videos, and have a say in what movies I review on my channel. Become a channel member and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream. Links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.